Mr. Jim Huffmuckle, can you talk to us about Crescent Financial?
Crescent Financial provides equipment financing throughout Central America, Mexico, down to Colombia, and we're headquartered in San Juan, Puerto Rico. We focus on transactions between $500,000 and $2 million in terms of 36 to 60 months, but we can be flexible around those terms and certainly within the size ranges. We work with Exim bank transactions as well as equipment that doesn't qualify for Exim Bank.
And are there particular industries that you
across
favor?
all equipment types, industries. We work with software, IT. We're much more focused on the strength of the cash flow of the obligor, the buyer of the equipment, than we are of the actual equipment.
And in terms of clientele, are there more individuals, groups, or countries that do approach you?
All businesses. We do commercial lending to businesses only. We don't generally deal with governments or individuals.
How difficult is it for startup businesses? Ones that are just starting, can they approach you?
No, we generally are looking for a couple of years experience. We do make exceptions to that, but it needs to be a very special situation with a company with a very solid financial background.
What are your requirements?
We typically are looking for several years in business. We need audited financial statements and a track record of success for the operator in utilizing the equipment.
What does success mean?
That means they've successfully operated a business and been able to make money.
So financially?
Financial
yes.
success, yes.
Are there non-profits also that can acquire this assistance?
We're typically, we've worked with non-profits as well, in particular with hospitals and medical groups.
So how difficult would that be for non-profits then to be able to get an assistance? Because they are not profit making.
Yeah, the issue the issue is cash flow. If the company generates enough cash flow to serve its obligations, they could be non-profit. If it's non-profit where they're constantly raising funding through mechanisms that are not revenue producing, they depend on charity, that's not something we work on. They really have to be a business that generates its own revenue, and they could be not-for-profit. We do that with plenty of hospitals.
I see. So 3 years or more of financial success would mean easy qualification. What would be the biggest hurdle sometimes that they would have to overcome in companies, though they have been in existence for some years, financially are successful? But what have been some of the difficulties?
Usually it comes down to size, where sometimes folks have a very large project that they need a lot of financing for, but the company itself is not that large yet. So we spend a lot of time looking at that opportunity to see, just to make sure we're comfortable that the company's going to be able to execute maybe on a very large contract that they have coming in that might be much larger than anything they've done historically.
What was the biggest assistance that you have given so far in the past years?
$10 million.
Yes, and what company and what particular industry would this be?
In oil services. We're working on a transaction in Mexico right now with a relatively small contractor who's working on a very large contract. It's the largest contract in the company's history, but this company has executed 60 similar contracts, just smaller, over their history. So we're able to get comfortable that they're going to be able to do this much larger contract, and the financing required is something substantially larger than they've ever done before.
Define small business.
This one is about 15 million of revenues in this particular case. Typically, we're working with businesses between $5 and $100 million a month.
Will you be able to name some specific countries that have been frequently accessing Crescent Financial for assistance?
I don't know how.
Is there a particular country that is more?
Well, we're really focused in Mexico this time. We are active in Costa Rica. We're active in Panama. We're active in Dominican Republic, and Mexico is our most recent focus. But we have decided to make Mexico our center of focus for the immediate term.
But in the near future, what other countries would you be considering? Now that with the information out, are you considering all the countries actually?
Colombia is in the pipeline. Colombia is one country where we get sufficient deal opportunity flow, and we will get back to reactivating in the countries we are covering, Panama, Costa Rica, and Dominican Republic. But at the time, right now we're sufficiently invested there.
And for people to get more information,
you can go to www.crescent.com.
Crescent spelled ACRECENT.
Thank you very much for joining us.